Assalamu alaikum everyone. Hello and welcome to this gentle full body sequence. It's designed for all bodies, all levels. I will be using a couple of blocks and maybe a roll up blanket if you have any to hand, but if you don't have anything, that's absolutely fine. I'll show you all the different variations that we will be going through today. This one's going to be really good at just opening up all the different parts of the body, connecting you to your breath and helping you set up for a good day. We're going to go ahead and get started in a comfortable seat. You can go ahead and cross the legs. If your knees come up a little bit high, you can use a blanket or a block underneath the sit bones just to help support you a little bit more, lengthen through the spine. So just grounding yourself down, bringing the hands onto the knees, closing down the eyes. And just turning inwards for the start of the practice. Noticing any sounds, sensations or smells that you're picking up from the outside world. And turning that focus instead to the breath. Noticing where you feel your inhales, where you feel your exhales. And noticing where that inhale tends to originate from. So when you take a breath in through the nose, is it your chest or your stomach that tends to rise first? Just taking a few rounds of breath here, noticing. And if the breath tends to originate in the chest, bringing the attention instead to the belly button. You can bring your right hand onto the stomach just to help with this visualization. And then as you inhale, try and send the air all the way down to that space around the belly button, pushing the right hand out as you inhale. And then as you exhale, allowing the stomach to be the last thing to sink. And then staying with this diaphragmatic belly breathing, we'll go through some rounds of box breath. So I'll guide you through it, keeping the eyes closed. Inhaling for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale for 4. Hold for 4. Good. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold. I'm going to increase it to 5, so if you're still struggling with 4 seconds, you can keep it at 4, or feel free to come along for 5. So inhaling for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Inhale through the nostril, nice and big. And then exhale it out through the mouth. One more deep cleansing breath like this, inhaling through the nose and sigh out through the mouth. Good. Shaking out the arms and then taking the left hand down by the left hand side. Inhale to reach the right arm up overhead, bending over towards the left. Reaching through the left, reaching through the right fingertips, breathing into that right hand side of the body. And then on your next exhale, dropping that right hand to the left knee, taking the left hand all the way around the back. Inhale to lengthen the spine, exhale to gaze over that left shoulder. Inhale, come all the way back to center. Bring that right hand down the right hand side of the body. Inhale to lift the left arm. Exhale to bend all the way over to the right. Nice, deep breaths here, keeping both of the sit bones glued to the mat. And then exhale to release that left hand to the right knee. Inhale to lift the chest, straighten the spine. And then exhale, twist over that right shoulder. Inhale to come all the way back to center, bringing both hands onto the knees again. If you have your sit bones raised with a blanket or a prop here, you can go ahead and remove that. I'm gonna inhale to pull the chest forward, bend the elbows, lift the chin up. Exhale to round through the spine, straighten the arms and tuck the chin. So we're moving through these rounds of cat-cow, but from a seated position. So inhaling forward, exhaling back, really working into the spine here. Any parts of the back that feel a little bit stiff. Just moving at the pace of your own breath. Good, coming back to that neutral spine. We're going to turn to face the side of the mat and then come onto all fours. If your knees feel a little bit sensitive, you can go ahead and get that rolled up blanket or a pillow and just place it underneath the knees for some support. And then inhaling to lift that right leg, pointing the toes to the back of the room, pulling up through the core, finding stability here. Now this might be enough, or you can come onto the fingertips of that left hand and then reach the left arm up overhead, creating this nice long line with the body, reaching from the left fingertips to the right toes. Keeping your stability here. Exhale to release that left hand, keeping the right leg extended. Turn the left foot out towards the left, dropping the right foot, pressing down through the outer edge of the right foot and lifting the right arm all the way up. We're in this supported side plank. On your next inhale, see if you can lift that right leg, pointing the toes towards the side of the room, and then crunch that elbow towards that knee. Exhale to straighten the arms, straighten the leg. Inhale to crunch. Exhale, extend. One more like this. And then draw that right foot back down. Inhale to lift the torso, bringing the right hand down, that right leg, reaching that left arm up overhead. Exhale to drop the left hand, drop the right hand, come all the way back to our tabletop. Taking the same on the other side, this time extending the left leg to the back of the room, pointing through the toes, engaging that leg, pulling up through the core. Finding your stability here, and then lifting up that right hand, reaching through the right fingertips and the left toes, grounding down through that right shin for more stability, using the left hand to really grip the floor. One more breath here like this. And then drop the right hand, turn the right foot all the way out to the side, planting that left foot, grounding down through the outer edge of the left foot, reaching the left arm all the way up overhead. On your next inhale, lift that left leg all the way up, and then exhale to crunch elbow to knee. Inhale to extend, exhale to crunch, inhale to extend. Last one, exhale, bringing elbow to knee, and then reaching all the way up overhead, planting that left foot back down. Take a breath here. And then on your next inhale, ground down through the left foot and the right knee, reaching that right arm all the way up overhead, bringing the left hand down that left leg. Exhale to drop the right hand all the way back down with the left, coming back to tabletop. You're welcome to stay in your tabletop or exhale to send the hips all the way up, tucking the toes, coming into our down dog. You can keep a nice deep bend in the knees, pedaling out the legs one by one. On your next inhale, start to come up onto the tiptoes, send the hips all the way up, shift your weight forward, and start to walk the feet to the top of the mat. You can come up onto the fingertips, keep a nice deep bend in the knees if you need to, and then here is where you can use some blocks if you have them to hand, just to help bring the ground closer to you. You can also keep a nice deep bend in the knees, connecting the stomach to the torso, letting the head hang heavy, coming into our forward fold. From here, inhale to straighten the legs, bring the hands onto the knees, straightening the spine and gazing forward. Exhale, bend the knees, release the chest, release the head. Inhale to straighten the legs, straighten the arms, straighten the spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale to straighten. One more, exhaling to fold. Inhaling to straighten. Bring your hands onto the blocks if you have them, or bring them onto the floor, and shuffle your feet all the way out to face the edges of the mat. Wherever your hands are, if they're on blocks or on the floor, using it for support as we exhale to sink the hips all the way down, coming into our Malasana. Wherever you are here, bringing the hands all the way down to the floor, stretching through the fingers, stretching across the upper back, at the same time sinking the hips down, squeezing the glutes together, squeezing the thighs into the chest. Inhale to walk the hands back towards your hips, bringing the hands to heart center to push the knees away from you, or leaving them on the floor for that stability if you're still finding it a little bit hard to balance. You're also fine to be on your tiptoes here if you need a little bit more space. Lengthening through that spine. Release the hands if you have them up by heart center, and then exhale to sink the hips all the way down, coming into our Baddha Konasana or bound angle, letting the knees fall all the way out to the side, interlacing the fingers underneath the feet, pulling the big toes apart with the thumbs. Really pushing the knees all the way down to the floor, lengthening through the spine. On your next exhale, release the feet with the hands. Inhale to bring the knees all the way up, planting the feet. And we're going to come all the way down onto our backs. So exhale to release the spine, keeping the knees bent. We're going to find bridge pose. So keeping the hands on the floor, grounding down through the feet, squeezing those inner thighs together, making sure the feet are in line with the knees are in line with the hips. On your next inhale, lift the hips all the way up as if your piece of string is pulling your hips all the way up to the sky. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the inner thighs. Come back to that breath. One last inhale and exhale here. And then exhale to release all the way down. Take a nice deep breath here. And we're going to come up one more time. This time there is a variation option for the arms. So inhale to lift. And then maybe bringing the hands together underneath the back, interlacing the fingers, and using that to squeeze the shoulders together to lift up even more. Really squeezing the thighs together, not letting the knees splay out to the side, keeping everything nice and tight and strong. One more deep breath here. Release all the way down to the floor. Inhale to draw both knees in towards the chest, giving yourself a nice big hug, rocking from side to side. Exhale to extend that left leg all the way down the mat, pulling that right knee in towards the chest. Introducing some nice big circles with the knee. Inhaling to push it away, exhaling to draw it back in. And then we're going to take a twist, but with eagle legs. So if we haven't done this before, bring the left knee in towards the chest and wrap your right thigh over your left. Now this might be enough for you with your right foot next to the left calf, or you might be able to wrap that right foot underneath the left calf, creating this sort of twisty motion with the legs. Bring the arms out to a T, bending the elbows, letting the palms fall out to the sky. And then exhale to draw your legs all the way over to the left-hand side. You can let the feet come down first, so the knees are kind of hovering, making sure both shoulders are still glued to the mat. This might be enough for you here, or you might be able to turn the neck to face the left, to face the right. Breathing into that twist. Inhale to come all the way back up to center. Unravel the legs. Bringing the knees all the way into the chest. Extend the left leg back all the way down onto the mat. And then bring the hands behind that right thigh, interlacing the fingers, and then extending the toes all the way up to the ceiling. So straightening through that right leg. You can push the heel up to the sky if you would like, or just introduce some movement, moving between a flexed foot and a pointed foot. Maybe introducing some bigger circles with the ankle. And then grabbing onto the outer edge of that right knee with the right hand, Bringing the left hand to the left hip bone. Exhale to draw that leg out towards the side. So you can bring your right elbow onto the floor to help kind of prop the arm up for a little bit more support. But really think about opening that hip out to the side. Making sure both sit bones are still on the floor. Inhale to lift that leg all the way back up. And then release it all the way back down with control. Bringing that left knee in towards the chest this time, hugging the knee in towards the torso, stretching that right leg all the way down, pointing through the toes. And then bringing some movement into that hip, circling the knee in one direction. And then the other. And then coming into eagle legs on this side. So bringing the right knee in towards the chest, wrapping the left thigh over that right thigh. And then either keeping the shins parallel or wrapping that left foot underneath the right calf. Bringing those arms out to a cactus again, letting the palms face the sky. Exhale to drop your knees over towards the right, maybe letting the feet come down. And then turning the head over to the left. Lifting yourself all the way back up on an inhale. Extending that right leg back down the mat, taking your hands behind that left thigh, exhaling to extend the toes all the way up, maybe coming to a flexed foot, pushing the heel up. And then introducing some movement, moving between the flexed foot and the pointed foot, so pushing the heel and then the toes up to the sky. And then taking some circles with the ankle, just feeling into any stiffness. And then taking your left hand onto the outer edge of that left knee, exhale to drop the leg all the way out to the side. Again, we're not forcing it down to the mat, we're just opening that hip enough that we feel a nice opening, but we're keeping both hips on the floor. You can put your right hand on the right hip just to help with that. Inhale to lift that leg all the way back up to center. Bend into the left knee, bringing a bend into the right knee too. Drawing both legs in towards the chest. Bringing both arms in between the knees, grabbing onto outer edges of the feet, and then pulling the knees in towards the armpit, releasing the head onto the mat. You can rock gently from side to side here, massaging the lower back, closing down the eyes. Coming back to that breath. Noticing how it feels now compared to the start of the practice. Whether it feels steadier and smoother, whether it feels longer or easier. And then exhale to bring your knees in towards your chest, giving yourself a nice big hug. On your next exhale, release both legs all the way down. Release both arms. Let the palms fall out to the sides, facing the ceiling. Let the feet fall out to the sides. Coming into our final resting pose, Shavasana. letting the breath return to its natural state, letting the heart rate slow back down, using this time to thank your body for all that it's done for you today. Just spending the last few moments of this practice in stillness, in silence, integrating all the hard work that you've done. Taking a gentle body scan here, from the tip of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes, letting everything soften into the mat, releasing everything to gravity. Softening the jaw, the shoulders, the hips. And then in your own time, bringing some movement back into your fingers, back into your toes. Inhaling to reach the arms all the way up overhead, giving yourself a nice big stretch. And then rolling over onto the right hand side, bringing the knees into the body, slowly coming up to a comfortable seat. Keep the eyes closed, cross the legs in front of you. Rubbing the palms together, generating some heat. Go ahead and place them over your eyes. And then slowly start to blink the eyes open. And remove the hands from your face into your lap. Thank you so much for joining me for today's practice. I hope you enjoyed this gentle full body flow, and I will see you next time.